Yeah, this
Wow, this was big
is
damage.
Samuel Senior.
Do you want to unveil and go next?
Just everybody watch your step.
I have to have a piece of this wood here. I don't know which one I'll choose.
Oh,
I took a
you're
rock.
welcome to any of them.
I took a rock from here and I made a picture frame that has a platform on the bottom of it.
Serious?
Glued that rock to it. And then the picture frame is my grandson and I here in this cemetery. I'll send you a picture of it.
Please, I'd love to see
But
that.
I want, now I want to take a piece of this and cut it and mill
Wow.
it. And I'll
Wow.
make the picture frame from this wood.
You're certainly welcome to. I don't know. I mean, this is pretty rotten, to be honest with you. It's
Well,
old white
that-
pine.
there's several good pieces right here.
Might be. Watch for snakes there. Yep. Notice that's more poke salad over there in the back. See the pokeberries on
I
there.
see that.
Yeah.
That was a good story. I never knew that one.
Yeah, yeah.
I never knew that one.
Now that's actually a headstone right there.
Yeah, there's
Lots of them, really.
lots of them. There's one, there's one.
Yep. That's a headstone right there beside the little tree.
Gary, these are beautiful. Just
Thank you.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Oh my goodness.
It was certainly a worthwhile project. It was a lot of work, but
What a difference.
I'm so
from
thankful.
The last time. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
Yeah.
Well, they weren't here the last time you were here.
no, this has all been done just in recent months.
Yeah.
December of last year.
And when they were putting the stones in, they said, "Bring us lunch." And I said,
This is-
"Okay."
this is
so
where I
brought
And
lunch.
she did. She brought us the most wonderful barbecue.
So we made lunch.
Yeah.
Just super.
Now I'm going to get it back over here and do some examining. I mean, the guys that actually put Samuel's in place, we had a level. And I trust that they did actually get it plumb, but between that one and the other one, something's not quite plumb. And I believe it is probably the original, the veteran stone that might not be plumb. So we, you know, we'll get over here and straighten it up a little bit.
Elizabeth
a
is
tree right
Samuel's
here.
wife. She's
Correct.
the grandmother.
Correct, yeah. That's our four-great-grandmother.
Going to have to. I'll get Joyce to take a picture. I need a picture with Samuel.
Absolutely. I think we ought to get us a group picture.
Yeah.
Gary, I love that you have them side by side like that. It's so much more clear now.
Isn't that nice?
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Good.
Well, and the story of this footstone here, Elizabeth's footstone, that we believe is her original headstone.
That was the one that was over here, up against
Well,
the tree.
this was the tree right here. This is the remains of the little holly tree. It was diseased, and some of the folks that were here doing the work, kind of a consensus of opinion that that tree needed to go away. And so they were the folks that had discovered this headstone under 6 inches of soil, right in the same vicinity. And they were the ones, they had propped that headstone, or I'm sorry, yeah, her original headstone against the old holly tree. And even in 2005, you could still read a little bit of writing on this stone. You could see that date, 1827, which is the date she died. So that confirms it was hers. But even now, I mean, it's gone. It's just totally gone. I do have pictures of that, though, to document it. So we decided among ourselves that, well, the smart thing to do for her would be put her headstone, to preserve that, you know, it's now her footstone, you know. And we feel like most likely all of these stones were the same. I have a photograph of Benjamin's original stone over there. Now, the original was stolen years ago. But in the Brief Baptist Biographies book by Robert Hamby, Preacher Hamby, he had a photograph of that stone before it was stolen. So thank God, I mean, we were able to use that photograph and realize, you know, it was the same shape as the one adjacent, which that's his wife's stone over there. That's Rebecca Shipman King. And we also know we do have Samuel's original headstone. It's in safekeeping because it had been vandalized and it was broken in half. It had the same shape. So it's only logical to assume that this original headstone once had the same shape. And if you look closely, see, it comes down, it's rounded like the others, and if you look close, here's a jut out, see? So,
Just like that sign.
yeah, and so we're comfortable with this one having the same shape. Now, we did spend extra money for Preacher Benjamin Stone, the son, fourth son of Elizabeth and Samuel. We thought it really important to protect the writing, or preserve the writing that was on the original that we saw in the photograph. And I wish I had thought to bring a brush with me this time and clean that writing off. So I mean, when you have these made, you pay for every mark, every letter, depending on size and all that stuff. So, you know, we spent an extra $150 or so getting what was stated on that stone on there.
What does
You know,
it say?
you know.
See if I got a rag or something.
Yeah, do that, and hopefully we can read it.
Cynthia, I got oh, it's coming
He
off.
was a
Okay.
zealous ambassador of the Lord Jesus Christ for. Can somebody pull the weed up? How many? 38 years? Is that it? Before his death. See, this is the gentleman that started a number of Baptist churches here, 4 or 5 Baptist churches, and helped to start others. He was a circuit riding preacher.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and so 38 years. One of the churches he started, we talked about this morning over in Transylvania County, Cathy's Creek. So, you know, Cathy's Creek Baptist Church, every month or so, had a preacher, and it was Benjamin. And so he'd come on horseback and preach at Cathy's Creek.
Now he was Samuel's father.
No, he's Samuel's
Son.
4th son.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's
Where is Joseph in that?
Joseph is the first son, and he's buried at the French Broad.
White.
And that's your ancestor, yeah. Yeah, you're descended from Joseph and Hiram.
Can we wipe that off with
But also Benjamin.
You're not descended from Benjamin. Benjamin is Joseph's brother.
He's
So
an uncle.
Benjamin is your uncle.
He's our great.
My
something
tree's
or the other
wrong. Oh my
uncle.
God.
Huh?
Oh no.
I said my tree's wrong.
Oh, you have Benjamin as... Oh, no. See, you've got a different Benjamin in your family. You're
thank God.
Dr. Benjamin... Yeah. Okay, you're descended from Kimsey's grandfather, Dr. Benjamin Kimsey
Okay.
King.
Yes,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, got to be real careful. These names get repeated a lot in the family.
Yes, okay.
But see, that was Scottish tradition. You know, they really always did that. But anyway, one of the churches at Cathy's Creek in 1870, a whole group of people left that church by wagon train, went westward. The Kings, the Hamlins, the Bartons from Bartonsfield, King's Camp, and they moved to Missouri. They got out there and there was no Baptist church. So they started the first one there in the Carolina colony, and that's where I was telling you folks this morning, that's where Babs Christie is from, that group, and her ancestor is Thomas Barton and Samuel King, both of which were together in the same unit in the Battle of Brandywine Creek, and then both together survived and were together at Valley Forge with General Washington. Incredible. And, you know, again, it's just remarkable heritage to think that this man, this preacher, was responsible for forming those churches, and then that church, Cathy's Creek, responsible for taking the gospel message and the Baptist faith out to Missouri and starting it there. You know, what a heritage. You know, we're talking true evangelists of this nation, you know. Not necessarily, you know, not trying to say Baptists is, you know,
Right.
but they were, you know, they were all Baptists.
Right.
And I don't know, I mean, that's remarkable. We were talking about this morning over to the old French Broad Cemetery. See, that church, the old French Broad Baptist Church, was the first church here in this whole area. And dates back to the late 1700s. Well, this man, Benjamin, Reverend Benjamin, Preacher Benjamin King, was the second preacher
Here's another.
for the old French Broad Baptist.
Wow. Dirt out.
He and his family started Mud Creek, one of the largest churches here. His descendants started the First Baptist Church in downtown Hendersonville. He started Mount Moriah Baptist Church. It's just a tremendous heritage.
I can't.
But also, if you'll notice, this is what we're talking about this morning.
My knees will not.
Look at the distance between his stone
Yeah. There's something.
and the others.
Yeah.
Now, you know, we don't know. I mean, maybe they did leave it open, but I tend to think not.
Yeah. Probably.
Because if you really walk around this cemetery, there's many headstones in here, rocks for headstones, but there's a lot of them, and they're close together. Why would they leave a space for nothing? You know, I just feel like somebody's there. And honestly, Jonathan, the third son, is the only child that Samuel had that we do not know where he's buried with any certainty. We always assume that he was buried down near Rutherfordton, along the Broad River down there in Rutherford County, North Carolina. But we know he lived down there, but they might have brought his body here. He might have been buried in the King family cemetery. Might very well be right here. This is interesting over here. There's a lot of little stones real close. And I believe this was the portion of the cemetery for little babies. Yep. See how close these little stones are here? There's another. There's another. There's another. There's another. There's another. There's another. There's, of course, a pile right in here. There's another. I mean, sadly, there's just a lot of stones all over the cemetery, and we don't know who's there. We do know that some horrible vandals came here years ago and desecrated what stones were standing, and of course Benjamin stolen.
All these stones over here, you don't know who to pick up or not.
What to leave alone.
Here's one there, it's rounded. Well, back behind
Yeah,
those
way back
bushes are more stones too.
We were talking about sourwood and sourwood honey, and you know, characteristics of sourwood trees. Notice the tree right here. Notice how it leans. That's sourwood. Notice the one adjacent to it. See how it leans? For some reason, that's just how sourwoods grow. Now, not all of them. I mean, there's one right over here. This is sourwood, and it's relatively straight. But most of the sourwoods lean. And the thing about sourwoods that's real significant, huh?
Bonnie was wanting to know about sourwood.
Yeah, Bonnie, these are the sourwood trees. See how they lean? And see the deep bark? See the characteristic, how deep and dark that is?
Yes.
Very characteristic of sourwood trees. They just finished blooming.
And they do bloom.
Yeah, and there still are some, we saw some yesterday, that are still blooming. I think right over there, if you look at the top of that tree, there's some sourwood blooms in the top of that one. A lot of sourwoods around here. And so what that means is the honeybees are very busy right now making sourwood honey, and they keep it separated from the other.
Oh, well.
And it is so wonderful.
It's
Oh,
so good. I mean,
it's so sweet. Oh,
I want us family people to stand right here, so Brenda can take a picture of us family people, and then we want to take a picture
Wonderful.
of everybody.
wonderful.
Okay?
Let's do that. Gather around, folks.
we'll do
Chillins.